All right, Dontarrious, thanks for joining us this evening to talk a little Auburn football. And I know your team down in Tampa, Tampa Catholic, is still involved in the playoffs. So congratulations on that. And I think you guys have a big one coming up Friday night, right?
Yes, thank you. We have to play against a team out of Saint Petersburg, kind of our playoffs rivals, Lakewood. So we're looking forward to coming out there. Luckily it's a home game, but we will see. Hopefully we can get the victory.
hmm How do you enjoy coaching high school football and going back to that level? Is that something that you really enjoy? Would you like to get to the next level one day?
Yes, I came down here in 2020, started coaching with Jairus McIntyre, and I love it. I mean, I absolutely love it. I've been blessed, be with a program that, has a winning tradition, but I also have some kids that actually want to learn and understand the concepts of football. I've been blessed also to have a great linebacking core, which is the group that I coach. And so looking forward to expanding on that. And if the opportunity presents itself, I wouldn't mind jumping up to the next level at all.
hmm
But right now I'm enjoying it and just loving what I'm doing.
Right. Fantastic. Let's talk a little Auburn football. A lot going on with the Tigers right now, and I know you got a chance to make it up to the Plains last weekend to see Cadillac's debut at Jordan Hare Stadium. Just tell us first of all, what was that like being there for that event, and all the old players that were there and the fans. He had everybody going in the right direction.
Um, it was awesome. I mean, it's hard to put in words, going up there to support our brother, and seeing old, like you say, familiar faces, old teammates that we haven't seen. Some I haven't seen since 2004. So it was a great feeling. The atmosphere is something that was hard to explain. You could tell it just felt like Auburn football. You felt like you was gonna get those kids was going out there and putting it all out there. And it was something we was used to and expecting. Knowing Cadillac Williams, we knew that he was the guy that's gonna get the job done and get those guys going in the right direction. And it seems that way. Look for very, very proud of him, very happy for him and his family, and also the football program, Auburn football program. And hopefully, whatever happens, he can take this experience and move forward.
hmm Well, certainly a lot of support for Cadillac moving forward, and some other names in the mix as well for the permanent head coach. Lane Kiffin, Hugh Freeze, of course, have been there for a while. And in the last day or two, a lot of talk about Dabo Sweeney at Clemson, which I wouldn't have imagined a week ago. But your thoughts about the head coaching position, and what do you think about Cat? A lot of people say Cadillac doesn't have the experience, or he hasn't been there before, or don't put that on him. Uh, what do you think about Auburn and the head coaching spot, and what we should do?
Right now, I mean, obviously, Cadillac Williams would be my top choice. Not only is he's like my brother, my family, but he's Auburn. He's Auburn up and down, and it's an Auburn man. So he knows what it takes and has the experience as far as like when to recruit. Because at the end of the day, you got to be able to recruit, and he's one of the top recruiters in the areas. I think he's a leader in the aspect of knowing how to put people in the right position and play pieces around him to bring the football program back to a winning culture. But some people may say, well, okay, he don't have experience. Well, like I was saying earlier to someone, give him a 2-year deal. You don't have to give him the big paycheck that you would have. If you want him to prove himself, give him a 2-year deal. See how that works out, and then have the option to increase that. Instead of going out and paying these all this money to someone who may or may not bring the program back. But I will say the candidates that they do have, like the Lane Kiffin, Hugh Freeze, and now you saying Dabo Sweetney, those are proven winning coaches, and so they have a good track record. I have no issue with them bringing them into the program because they've done a great job at their significant programs right now. My only issue and maybe a little scare about with Lane Kiffin is his committal area. It seems like he's a great fit, but will he be with us for the long haul? Is this a guy that's going to stick out and bring us back and when times get tough and work with the program? But other than that, great candidate. Looking forward to it. But I would love to see Cadillac Williams, my brother, get a shot at the head coaching job, especially since the program has been looking now since the departure of Harsin.
Right. Yeah. Two things stand out to me that you mentioned about Cadillac. Number one, recruiting. I'm guessing if Cadillac were to get the job, he would bring some of his old teammates in, some people that he knows. And how quickly do you think he could flip the talent level from a recruiting standpoint?
I think he has one thing about Cadillac, he has connections. In the sense of he have a pipeline. He has a pipeline in Florida, has a pipeline in Texas, has a pipeline in Alabama, but also not only having that pipeline, he still have that name recognition. A lot of these kids still recognize Cadillac, and a lot of their parents of the kids recognize Cadillac. So that goes a long way with some of these recruits. You go to someone that they want to know, okay, familiarity. I mean, it's being familiar to it. And he's that person that they recognize the name. And I think he could do a great job of, flipping some of these guys, and also with that pipeline, using his resources to get in on some of these recruits early and have that personal connect, and have the ends of pulling some of these recruits out of some of these tough places. And that's important. And like I say, I repeat, you got to be able to recruit to win in the SEC. No matter how good of a coach you are, if you can't recruit, you're not going to win. And that's just simple.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've thought about in the last few days or week or so since this has been going on. I agree totally with what you just said, that recruiting is the key. Cadillac is maybe one of the best recruiters in the SEC, and you can win football games in the SEC when you're not perfect scheme wise if you have great football players, right?
That is totally correct.
I'm not saying he wouldn't have great schemes, but
yeah.
Pat Dye didn't have great schemes either sometimes,
I understand. I mean, you can flip that and say you can have a great scheme, but if you don't have the talent to perform, execute those schemes, you're not going to win. That's just simple. Talent can overcome a lot of the little things, and I think he has the ability to pull those talents. And by having the connection and the pipeline he has throughout not just throughout the Southeast area, it goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing I think about Dontarrious, and you've been around Auburn a long time now, is something that's key at Auburn, especially at Auburn, I think, is having everybody pull in the same direction. And Cadillac, in the short time that he's been the interim head coach, seems to have done that masterfully.
Yes, you're correct. It seems to got everybody going on the same page, and that's important. It's not about a me, I personnel situation. It seems like everybody on the same page to want to go out there and give it all and fight, and put even the coaching staff. Everybody has bought into the program, and once you get players to buy into the program, you can have a lot of good success coming out of there.
Let's talk about the Auburn defense a little bit the last couple of weeks at Mississippi State, and then last week, Texas A&M. As you mentioned, they played with a lot more energy, a lot more heart, and really looked like the SEC, the Auburn defense that we had playing last year.
Yes, totally correct. The defense has totally brought back the old Auburn defensive feel. Going out, being the leaders and forefront of the team. And they've proven that what they're capable of doing, and that's what I think he's been able to get out of them, is that driven passion again, to go out there and let them know that you can dominate a football team for 4 quarters and continue to do that. And so they've definitely brought back that old Auburn feel. I mean, I'm talking about when the days of Takeo Spikes and all of them, that defense, and even such as ourselves. Auburn was always known to have a tough, gritty defense, and they've done that. They brought that passion and that personality back on the field.
Mm-hmm. Playing a team this weekend, Western Kentucky. I don't want to call it a trap game, but kind of a trap game before you play Alabama and Tuscaloosa, and they like to throw the ball around a little bit. What do you think? What's the key to victory for the Tigers this weekend?
Like you said, you can't get complacent. We got to treat these guys like any other SEC opponent. They're good. They're actually very solid. So we got to make sure that we're honing on our keys and keep that same level of passion as far on the defense. And offense, we just got to go out there and continue to do what we do, grind, run the ball, and then get the passing a little bit. But more importantly, we can't let up on motion. What Auburn has done in the past couple of weeks with LAC is win off high emotion and energy and passion and grit. And they need to continue to do that. All that passion and stuff can overcome some of the talent, the lack of talent that they don't have. And with that being said, so we just need to make sure that we don't fall asleep on this team and continue to treat them just like any other high opponent.
Yeah, because they certainly are a good football team. We used to have an off week before the Alabama game, and sometimes you have a team like Western Kentucky. When you're a player at Auburn, how much does your mind wander sometimes to that next week and what's going to happen, whether it's in Auburn or in Tuscaloosa?
To be honest, it does wonder. You start getting thinking about, especially when you have like you coming into this game, you may think the opponent is, a little less inferior, lower division than you, and you kind of look past them a little bit. But you got to also remember, and it's up to the coaches to keep those guys mind focused and on the right track of this game and what's presenting itself right now. So, as players, you can kind of think about the Alabama game because you want that. That is something that you look forward. It builds up from day one when you step on campus. This is the team that we must try to get the victory against.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have to get the coaches. The coaches got to do a great job of keeping these guys focused and locked in for this week, so that we don't, like you say, get caught sleep or get put in a situation in that trap game. And then we come to find then next thing we know, we look at it, it's a tough game and we out here trying to get this win.
Mm-hmm. Who's your favorite player to watch on this Auburn defense?
Oh, I like.
Spot.
I mean, obviously, I'm a bias because I'm a linebacker, but Owen Papo, Derek Hall is nice. Those are the two guys, and I think they're emotional leaders. And they've stepped up to the plate time and time again. So I enjoy watching those guys.
Mm-hmm. Will you? How much do you keep in touch with Cadillac during the week, and will you send him a message this week before the game?
I don't bother him too much because to be honest, being in the coaching business, I know how much goes and how often we've done it. I'm just in high school. So in college, I know that's magnified, the scheming and all that. So I don't want to break his concentration. I'm pulling for him to get the job done and go out and put those guys in the best situation. But a little tweet, I'm not tweet, but a little text here and there within our group. Hey, good luck today. Good luck this week. Go out and put your best before. But other than that, we keep it real simple because we want him to really focus in on coaching those guys and getting his game plan because it takes a lot to go into this for one game. You got to find the right schemes, switch things out. And like I said, being in coaching business, I understand that and respect that. So I don't want to break any of his concentration. I want him all locked in, ready to go.